drinks. Okay. All right. Join us. All right. This will be a short, short channeling. We'll see how it goes. Okay. So the Man of Steel, the Superman energies. Of course, you can look at it from the superhero realms, and for those that whatever you're connected to, because everyone sees these things differently. It is a view, into the multiverse, bringing that here to our reality. Of course, some would call it entertainment, but it's a lot more than entertainment, especially when it's like soothing the soul. When you're, if it's obviously it's pulling in enough attention. As Priscilla, they're playing a little bit earlier. So, ready for round 2, are we? I don't know what she's doing. But it's just of course, connected to these realms is the easiest, but it's you just go by the things that you like, basically why you like certain things, and what's like, especially as a kid, what was it in your surroundings? That's an indication of where you're connected to. Of course, you have to follow your own feelings on that one. But the multiverse energy is here. It's here for the good or the bad. It's a little bit of everything. Obviously, we have our super villains that are here. A good amount of them do control the spirit community, actually, because a lot of them are popular. A lot of them are trapped here also. I talked about it before. Spiritual teachers are actually, this is their home. They can't get out of this world no matter what they want to do. They don't like to hear that either. So some of them are so arrogant, and they laugh, how popular they are, or whatever, and have a snarky little, whatever they're doing astrally. But also, and usually the ones that are arrogant, let's put it that way. A lot of them are just stuck here. This is their world. So of course they're going to be popular here to some level, especially when you're stuck here. And of course, we incarnate here to get what you can out of it, and it's up to you not to be trapped here or not. But if you're learning a lot, you can learn not to be trapped here. But as you can see, some feel like they're not going to, there is ways of not being trapped here, but there is obviously a lot of them that are going to be, they haven't learned anything. They think they are part of the big spiritual groups, and others are just manipulative groups, even those that are involved with are manipulating the energy. So you'd be surprised how many are actually trapped here. And usually they come off very arrogantly, at least not on camera or behind the scenes. It can be very two-faced. But so there is super villains here, and they can be likable to a certain level. Depends on who you are. I feel like someone blowing hot air up your ass, you won't see it, but some people see it. The Phantom Zone is an interesting energy. Having your soul stuck there forever. And at least from what I picked up, those that are trapped, like a phantom's like a prison, an energy prison. Worse than karma, which is just nuts. But I feel like they do find their way out of here, out of the Phantom Zone. It's just like another version of hell, basically. And they do find a way out through their followers, those that worship them, whatever it might be. Just those that look up to them all the time. It's like they can grab onto somebody, pull them out for a certain time. But it doesn't mean there's not a lot of consequences to it and everything. So, but then they get sucked back into that. Where I'd say they ever free themselves, but they also create like a false reality about themselves there too. Well, they manipulate this realm because our realm is so close to the lower dimensions. So it's a weird realm we're in, that's for sure. And I don't know, when you think you got it all figured out, you probably don't, especially if you're following some of this new age energy. some of them are going to keep coming back here. Well, like I said, if you have a good following here, you just keep coming back, keep the attraction going, I guess, keep the pretty going. As long as that you stop, when you don't have to be pretty anymore, then you can just be yourself, and then I guess you just move on. But somebody that use their looks as manipulation, as like a weapon here, actually. To get whatever they want. Let's see here. I think I can get this to work. I didn't set all this up. Later. So anyway, we're going to some of a little bit of this, something different. I'm trying to get this to work. All right, time on economy processions. Schedule work. We have the shop here, and that's about it. Yeah. So, yeah. So I think you got it all figured out. More power to you on that. Yeah. This too can be your home forever. More power to you on that one. So, all right, we're going to the multiverse energies, Superman or that type of frequency, and then go into the phantom zone, those that are stuck here. I don't know. I think, reality bites. Like, you want to put like knowledge out there, but how many really want to hear it? They just want to live in bliss and they have it all figured out, and they're not realizing that they're trapped here also to some level. Ideas to free yourself to some form. But yeah, how's that new earth? How's the med beds? How is whatever else we're supposed to get our debts paid off? What is that? All these other things that aren't happening, but you keep hearing about it. Over the solar flare one, which is hilarious. It's hilarious how that's so popular. Yeah, you put the sugar of positivity out there. It's funny how many bite. It's like, are you going to get hoaxed and all of that? Apparently many do, and they don't know how to break free of it. So they just believe it anyway until their deathbed, I guess. And even after that, probably, which is, whatever you kind of do. And then you find yourself back here, or you just found that you just didn't really grow as much as you thought you were growing. So you'd be surprised. So, just got to make peace with yourself, heal the ego. Some of the spiritual teachers are far from that. So arrogant. Well, like I said, this is their jail, so this is their prison. They can laugh and do whatever they want. They're still stuck here. So let them do whatever. Like I said, there's some of them are the supervillains. So, and nobody sees it. Some people see it, but most don't see it. So whatever. Not to say they're powerful supervillains. They're just villains. They're nobody. So, all right, we're going to multiverse energy and into the phantom zone. That has like a good ring to it, doesn't it? Priscilla's here. Yeah, Fritzy is here also. Priscilla is co-pilot tonight, so she's off camera though. I saw her a little bit. So, all right, blessings. Here we go. Greens is the energies from the multiverse. Yes, I realize many do go by the ego. They follow. Well, it's kind of like you have to throw the old book out of belief systems to create your own belief systems. Of course, where do you start from there? It's like connecting to your own inner knowledge, and a great deal of having issues with that. It's complicated. It's easier just to follow the sugar paths of positivity. But where does that get you? Yeah, the Pied Piper energy is still here and it's very strong. And to break out of this earth loop, this prison energy, it has prison frequencies connected to it. Doesn't mean it's a full prison plan, but it has remnants of it. And it's not necessarily for you, but it is for others. There are inmates here. And they are, yes, they might be in prison bars, but they can still influence. It's like you're visiting, yes, the hell planet. But do you get pulled into it and you become part of the system, or you just visit, learn, and get out? I'd be surprised how many get pulled in. At least some of you have seen it like in a television show or something. Yeah, the criminal is behind the scenes and starts, putting their words out there to just pull you in, and the next thing you know, you're not where you want to be. And there are many here that actually have made many people have made a lot of horrible decisions that are stuck. And they're still alive, they're just stuck. And they're not going to admit it. Well, some don't want to admit that they're wrong. And multiverse frequency as the Superman, the hero energies, or just the superhuman frequencies, the higher dimension energies. Yes, it's now the alien beings that come from another planet to assist the planets. That one can be, yes, kind of destructive. There can be also good scenarios to it also, but it's that world. It's like why the worlds all take different versions of experience, and the superhero is one of them, and it can go very well and the opposite. As some of you have seen that, so sometimes better just to read about than experience it. But you're experiencing it also here as you upgrade your frequencies. You're not always seeing the responsibility of it and what it can do. I mean, it's still a myth. It's not like you're moving buildings and things like that. You're moving energy, but it's still a lot of lost frequency here. It's like you might be upgrading yourself, but the world is still lost. And those that are spiritually developing are still very lost. The teachers are just teachers, are not always have their act together either. And dude, some of them don't have to. They're just wizards controlling your reality. They don't really care. They're like salesmen to keep you trapped here. Well, if they're here, they might as well have company. And how many are here that have enough willpower to break free of the mind control that's on so many different levels? And do you really want to hear the truth? Most don't. They're rather just the sugar coated version, as you can see. It's sometimes more attractive. Well, when you have to start relying more on yourself, that is not as easy as it's kind of like changing a tire. So you really want to get somebody else to do it, which can work, but on a self-discipline, it's like trying for you to get healthy internally. Think about it that way. It's like you're eating better, thinking better. Not all your thoughts have to be extremely positive, but mind your thoughts. It's like just the healing the body, the inner body. And it's not as, and then again, there are those that are in good shape, but on a spiritual level are the opposite. So you have that. To have a balance of both. Just basically is like your human body, your house body, your internal self. It's good. It's not the easiest thing to clean. Even cleaning like your own homes where you live isn't the easiest either. But cleaning the inner body is a lot more difficult. And they say go within, but you can go within all day long. It doesn't mean you're going to do anything. You can go in. It's like, look, I just went within. Did you do anything? No, I just closed the door and that was it. I'm in the closet and nothing's being done. But I am within though. So there's that. It's like, yeah, that's kind of like, turn on the light within yourself. Be real with yourself. How many are ready for that? Not really. Well, it's just pulling away from society's, like I say, manipulation energies. You can see the news, but they're not always seen on a spiritual level. That's more difficult. Spiritual energies to break free of that's not the easiest. At least the old teachings. Basically, you're connecting to your own knowledge. Like I said, is not the easiest. But yes, you're all multi-dimensional beings, and yes, as a spirit world wars make it complicated to see where you're connected to. But majority of beings here have been some kind of realm where, yes, you see overpowered beings a part of your world, at least in a fiction. I mean, there's a realism world, but even here, yeah, you're seeing that too to a certain level, but not to the fantastic, sight of what you're seeing through fiction. But there is versions of powerful beings here, but a lot of them are not using it wisely. Some of you have noticed it's for ego. It's some of us to show off, and so on. Society is just not getting it. That's why you have like these the super villain beings that are here laughing because society has not caught them, and not enough people are taking it seriously. So they just they laugh their way all. I mean, does not mean that they're free from this world, but either way, they still have an advantage over society. Society just has not quite got it yet. Brings the energy of the phantom zone. There's many different. There's the void zone, the black hole zone. There's different. Yes, there's this energy prisons. You can say those are the souls that they have lost their free will. They have ruined worlds, realities. Now you can make up for it. You can repair your mistakes, but many choose not to, so they get trapped there forever. You'd be surprised how many are actually here to cause trouble, but then you're here to do something good. It's like you notice how those that are doing horrible things do good also. So a lot of those are actually, you call them light workers, angelic beings. There's different reasons for it. So sometimes they have to mess things up and clean it up at the same time. But then there are souls that violate free will of others. And they're the ones that get trapped into the phantom zone, lose everything. And yes, they can find their way back into the physical for a short time. And it just, because they keep the vibrations here very low, as you can see, and society has not quite figured that out yet. Well, they don't believe it. Well, it's the spirit energy, and society is not taught what spirit realms are. Religion doesn't really go into it. And of course, the phantom zone, you can say that places like that is what created religion as a soul trap. Of course, it's very complicated. But the idea is to mislead society. That's why the world is going to last as long as it's going to. And so society realizes the complexity of the non-physical realms, takes it more seriously. But how do you do that when you can't see it? You can talk all day long. As you can see, it's very confusing as it is. It's going to get more confusing as more society becomes aware of it. There's not really any when your energy is all over the place, and clearing out your frequency is, some say they're doing it, but they really aren't doing it, or they don't know how to do it. And so you're under like a spider webs of confusion. It's like different spider web realities. The soul basically is what you're bringing in. And it's just, it's not and you're not always meant to clear this. Let's put it this way: if the world decides to become more aware of the non-physical, obviously there's going to be trickster beings here. They're not going to make it easy for you. They'll create fake, false, non-physical realities. They'll put their teachers in, as they are already doing now. Not all of them are manipulated, but there's quite a few, like gatekeepers to keep humanity lost. It's like, look, we created this nice paradise reality you can go to after you die. But where are you going exactly? So, and that's, how many are pulled into those timelines already? The new earth frequency, that's another soul trap idea. Yes, new earth. Well, it's not called the new earth, it's just more of a higher dimensional earth. But the new earth frequency is just another manipulation. And so on. So, but yeah, it's complicated. They become known of the non-physical. It's like, yes, this world even have a chance of that. I mean, some of you are having some idea of it, but it's more dense than you'd ever imagine. I mean, you're trying to figure out just the physical realms, let alone the non-physical. And yes, some of you might be experts of the non-physical, but you can't get your physical self together. So, yeah, it's going to be a while for the Earth to finally end its war. Because when you start society starts realizing the non-physical realm, yes, things are going to get a lot more complicated here. It already is bad as it is. It has its moments, but when, like I say, you're training. it's like you have to have like the right spiritual cleansing training, and there's just not enough people for that to do that. Basically, to it's kind of like protect your energy so you're not manipulated. Manipulated. And it's just so many holes in it. So this world is going to continue to do what it does, but it's eventually society will start to recognize more of the non-physical realms. Like I said, you're going to have so many different versions of it. It'll be so mentally exhausting. Even your astral selves are probably exhausted just thinking about it. I mean, yes, the astral realm is already stressful as it is. As the world becomes more aware of it, it's just because then you're pulling in all these different multiverses. You're already doing it now, but now, when you become more aware of your astral being, it increases. Yeah, so it'll be definitely a fascinating journey, but doesn't mean it'll be the end of all. It doesn't mean that your world will find peace easily. There's too much war here, at least on a non-physical level. Yes, the trickster beings. Yes, they do have that kind of voice, the laughter energy, kind of like a clown energy. They're very immature beings. Usually, they lose their maturity and just become arrogant because that's all they know. They can be a very simple type of being, but as long as the tricks are working, they really don't care. It's kind of like you have like a magician that only, or was it a dog that only? It's hard to teach a dog new tricks. That type of term. Well, trickster beings are like they only have a couple of tricks that keep working, and they just have to have a couple of souls to grab onto to manipulate their frequency. It's kind of like keeping their business. It's like a small business. They only need a couple of people to keep it going on an energy level. So that's why souls, beings like tricksters are always trying to grab onto souls here. Because they need someone to pull energy from and manipulate your society. And just gets, it's like there's a puppet show basically, a lower dimensional puppet show infiltrating your modern realm. Of course, society wants to connect to just the positive sides of it, and they don't want to see how dense this world really is. They're not ready for it. They think there are, but they really aren't. And so there's some of you are spiritual warriors here, just lay it out, so people don't believe you, understand it. It doesn't really matter. If they want to know more knowledge, you'll be here longer to give that knowledge. If not, you just go off and do other things and let the world just manage to figure things out and just continue in this form that you're in currently. So.